Hello, and welcome to this episode where I'm going to talk about the dark moon in Gemini, followed directly by the solar eclipse in Cancer, which I need to take a look. Somewhere here in America, I'm sure it's going to be visible. Usually, it needs to be right on top of that north node for it to happen, but we'll see what happens. Still, I'm considering this a trigger point in time and space. So, first off, I'm going to give a shout out to Melissa Hubbard for Mellywood Media. I was on her show a little over a week ago, and we talked about the nodal shift that happened starting May 5th, where the nodes shift into Gemini and Sagittarius. North node Gemini, south node Sagittarius. And there was this energy shift. And in the episode of her show, we talked about I talked about how information was being emphasized and people projecting their opinions, beliefs, views, and philosophies on people with that South Node in Sagittarius. And this is the artistic representation, the visualization that I wanted to use. I may do a two-part video here where I'll get more into the aspects where you can actually see it on the chart. But I want to get into this visual representation that I've created here. First off, with Gemini and Sagittarius, we're talking about mutable signs. We're talking about a lot of change, a lot of activity, a lot of action, and we're also talking about a lot of duality. So normally, this duality wouldn't be as intense as it is now, but we have this extremely strong square that is continuing to grow and get stronger as the year progresses with Pisces. The Neptune in Pisces, which is a 14-year cycle and is a very dominant force in the astrological vibration at the moment. So a little bit of an explanation of what's going on here. I've got stormtroopers on both sides. We're talking about duality. I'm talking about Gemini. We're talking about conflicting mental dualities. The main theme about this is like a yin yang. Right down the middle, you have the left, you have the right, you have Republican, you have Democrat, you have gays, you have straight, you have Christians, you have atheists, you have, whatever it is, political, non-political, is on fire right now. With that North Node in Gemini, it's emphasizing information. So we're absorbing a lot of information. And the contrast is, what do we do with that information? We form beliefs, we are forming philosophies, theories, all this stuff. So there's a conflict there. And the reason of the conflict is with that square with Pisces. And that's what I've represented here with Albert Hitchcock and the television screen here, because this is that Piscean. It's very mysterious. There's a lot of deception going on. The television screen represents Pisces and is always representative of media because it's very elusive. You can kind of, just like a Facebook page, you can present the life you want to present to other people, and it may not even be close to your own reality. You can make your selfies look beautiful. You can make your, whatever more glorious than it actually is. And, that is the Piscean square with all this. We're getting that distortion of information, and it's causing distorted beliefs, whether you're on the right, whether you're on the left. It really don't matter. It's all a matter of perspective. So, your collective experiences have the information that you've collected, from your past till now, has caused you to have these beliefs, these experiences, these philosophies, these theories, and everything. And we're seeing it. For example, You know, like I was talking, left, right, blah, 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 blah. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's an expert on everything. This isn't really going to go anywhere. It's really just going to get worse as we move toward election, and you know, hopefully people can look past that, because that's the thing with it. There's a game going on. It's you know, we're stuck in the crossfire of this crazy ass battle that's going on with government and our own personal sovereignty. So let's get to this very important portal that we're getting ready to go through. I'm saying, I'm calling, uh, I'm, I hate to say the word, you know, like I'm predicting, because it's not really predicting. It's more like reading the road signs. I'm predicting that from now, the 18th to the 21st, which is a dark moon Gemini. And if anybody knows anything about dark moons bring out the negative aspects. Usually it brings out the negative aspects of that sign. So we're talking about Gemini. We're talking about information. We're talking about stuff dealing with our immediate environment. Something, this to be some sort of portal, some sort of triggering point for the next month. And because we're in eclipse season, this is monumental. And it's going right into a solar eclipse into Cancer. Anytime you deal with eclipses, these are beginnings or endings. We've just had the nodes shift from the past 18 months from Cancer to Capricorn into Gemini and Sagittarius. So this is kind of like a tying the loose ends. And what does that mean? What that means is like everything that's been happening for the past 18 months is about to come to a head. And when it deals with Cancer, it deals with home, whether that be, you know, the riots that are happening in your communities or your immediate environment, which is very much Gemini. You know, the store that you shop at has just been burnt down, or you know, this is monumental kind of stuff. But the thing is like 95% of the country isn't experiencing any of this stuff. That's the thing. That's the Orwellian, that's the Alfred Hitchcock thing that's going on right now. Is it's just happening to very, you know, in the big cities, but the media, you know, I got represented by this big TV screen, which I can't seem to move at the moment. The media has got you believing that it's the end of the world. Oh man, come on. Honestly, I'm gonna take this TV and I'm just gonna throw it away. So here's the thing. It's like I don't care if you're on the left or the right, or you're the red, or you're blue, or you're a cop, or you ain't, or you're white, or you're black. It's all a big game right now. It really is just a big game. And they're trying to project this and mess you up with this crazy Orwellian, just out of the ballpark kind of thing. It's in the stars right now. It's just, there's this high contrast, this really high contrast between Gemini, which deals with our mind, how we think, the information that's coming in, with Sagittarius, which has to do with our beliefs, our philosophies, you know, our theories, our behaviors, and with Pisces, this delusional moment where things are kind of just, you know, it sounds surreal. It seems unreal. It seems like a dream is going on. When have you ever experienced anything like this? I mean, nothing in our time, I mean, in my entire life, I've not seen anything like this. I've never seen such duality. You know, we're caught in crossfires here. But anyway, I wanted to make this quick, and this was just a representation of the chart that I'm going to be pulling up where we get more into the aspects and that kind of stuff. But you can expect more duality, you know, more contrast, high contrast, mental, philosophical views, perspectives, all this stuff. And it's distorted, and it just sounds like a crazy Alfred Hitchcock kind of movie, you know. I'm so glad somebody made that little prop for me. But thank you, love you guys. Have a good night.